First lessons of Canter Lane Sales, right? Off-time efforts for on-time pay. You are for sale. You are not selling a product, you're selling yourself when you go to these people's houses. You know, that's why always be closing from qualifying. You know, you're qualifying somebody, you're closing them on giving you honest information. You do that by being a reputable person. You know, people have, you know, kind of a sixth sense. Some people really suck at judging people, but a lot of people kind of have a sixth sense about you, and if you're a shady guy, then, you know, they're gonna pick up on it. So that's what the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People talks about, when it talks about how that's a book about the personality ethic and not the character ethic. In the end, the character ethic will become your personality ethic, because character is, you know, is based on, you know, play the character, like I told you, play the character, play the courtier, you know, the perfect courtier, you know, because you're going to play a character. But that is why I don't act anymore, because when you act, you become. You know, when you play a tactic for so long of a villain, you wire your brain to that. You, however you behave and you know, project yourself, you know what I mean? You embody a part of that character, you know. And there were characters that I was just like, I don't think I want to play this character, you know, and I ended up having to play them, and I became that person, you know. Like, you know, they talk about method acting. Acting is the method, you know what I mean? That is the biggest load of crap. Like, if you want to make yourself sound like a total rookie to anybody that knows about acting, talk about method acting, because there's, you know, no method. That's the goofiest shit ever, you know what I mean? That is, you know, oh, they embodied it, and they did all these things that their character would have done so that, you know, they could become their character. Like, that's always going to happen just by saying the lines, because it's magic, because it's spelling, right? So that's why you've got to set up your life, you know what I mean, when you're networking for clients, right? Client growth and benefits, you've got to be the type of person that is actively seeking new clients, right? And expanding your network and building relationships, real relationships. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, you will make it faking it. You know, you've got to be it to see it. That is the absolute truth. You cannot wait until, oh, I'm so successful, I have so much money, or I'm blah, blah, blah. You've got to be that person now. You know what I mean? Be that person that can build a strong relationship that can lead to a long-term partnership. You know what I mean? It can be time-consuming, right? And can, you know, make dedication, but not all networking efforts may result in immediate returns. And, you know, building relationships, it takes time and effort, right? But that's why we avoid unproductive habits. You know what I mean? We're strengthening our brain. Your brain is the vehicle that your client's in with you while you're driving them on the Canter Lane Sales to success, and persuading them, you know, in their mind and your mind. You're mind melding, Vulcan mind melding in the sales cycle. And if you're not, then you're missing out on a lot of sales, because you're not tapping into the full potential of your brain and your human vessel that the good Lord gave you and blessed you with. Is just the most incredible thing, your body and your brain, right? So you're gonna stop drinking, and you're gonna stop smoking crack or whatever it is that's bad for you. You know, no more beer. Don't go out, right? You're gonna eliminate harmful substances from your body. You're gonna save money by constantly avoiding habits that drain your money, and you're gonna increase your productivity and your focus. Your brain is not going to be damaged by that stuff and distractions and wasting times, right? But it's going to take willpower and discipline, which we can help you with by doing a quantum, you know, rebuild for you. You know, people are going to be pressuring you. They're going to tell you to come out and party and hang out with this dude, and where you been, and you know what I mean? Like, you drinking, you're going to come to the club. Like, no, you're not. You're going to stay home and you're going to study. You're going to study this stuff or some different stuff, some other stuff that I've got for you. You're going to study your craft, your product knowledge, or, I mean, you're going to study, you know, something. But, you know, you're going to find healthy alternatives, right, to replace your bad habits. And you're going to say the Serenity Prayer. This is a big one. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that is what I lacked for a long time, was the wisdom to know the difference between things that you cannot change and things that you can change. If you can change it, it deserves your focus and your attention. Your energy follows your focus and attention. If you can change it, you should, and you're obligated to improve it. You know what I mean? Success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. But that means that if you cannot change it, it does not deserve a second of your time. Don't even F with that. All right? Don't whatever. Don't fuck with it. All right? Anything that you can't change, don't let it have seat in your brain. Don't let it live rent-free in your mind, right? That's the wisdom, is knowing the difference between what you can and can't change and training your brain to focus. You know what I mean? And add energy and focus to the can and not the cannot. People who are reactive, that let the world tell them how they should think, feel, and act and behave, that's the sheeple. That's like 99% of people. They live all day talking about and thinking about and worrying about things they cannot change. And then the other 5% of the world, really it's 1%, you know what I mean? They focus on things that they can. That is the reality. Right? Communication builds wealth. Your network and your net worth, right, are related. Your network, you might know a lot of people, right? Some people say your network equals your net worth, but that's not true. It's your network times your self-worth. You've got to know that you're worthy. You've got to be it to see it. You've got to know that you're that person in the future, that successful person you envision in your head, in the suit with $1 million. You're that person. You are that person right now. Like, live it. Be that person. Don't spend money like a millionaire. Like, don't waste it. Don't waste money. Be wise with your money. But, invest in things that can give you a return. Like this right here, this education, you're investing in yourself. But building strong relationships, right? You can have a relationship with somebody and you don't feel worthy, and you don't use your network. You don't work your network to increase your net worth. You could know 1 million people and be completely dead ass broke because you aren't worthy. And you could also know, just a few people, but that you're worthy of success, and you sought out just the best of the best people, and you were able to grow your net worth. But it will always be less than or equal to the combination of you working these two. You know what I mean? And communication is going to build that wealth, because these two together, makes communication. Your self-worth, your communication of you with yourself, and your communication of you with your people that you're around, right? So, open doors, right? It plays a crucial role in expanding professional opportunities, right? Yeah, exactly. And your influence, like we talked about in the other lesson, right? Customers asking to buy your product, right? And the ultimate influence, what you want, the ultimate sale, is for them to ask for like how much, just get to the point. I've seen enough to justify a decision, and there are people I've seen enough to justify a decision. There are people, when they start getting bored, when you're droning on, you move on, go for the close. You know what I mean? Get them a quote. You know what I mean? And as you're getting them a quote, you can give them some other information, but remember that you've always got the ability to do a second pitch. You know what I mean? After you present the money, after you present the info. If there's anything that you need to do that you can't show them afterwards, like if you're doing some kind of demonstration or showing them some pictures or something like that, if there's a presentation that you're going to do, before the money, do anything that you need to do, but you can still use all the points that you may you can say hey, remember when you saw that? Remember when you saw how your air conditioner was acting that way? Remember how you saw that the car how nice that leather was? Remember when you're feeling on it, but the best is when somebody's just I just want it. Again, you've really taken me there, and I can show you, this is tricky stuff, I can show you how to do this, though. I can show you the absolute blueprint for how to build your script. It's going to be in the Sales Grimoire, and definitely check that out. Seize opportunities. We talked about this in another lesson, but you're going to miss every opportunity that you're not looking for. So train your brain to look for opportunities. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back from taking risks and pursuing opportunities. When you're stopping drinking or smoking or whatever it is that you're doing, and stop smoking cigarettes. Oh my God, if you're a salesperson that smokes cigarettes, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what your problem is. You just better start chewing fucking gum. Because you reek, and this is the new millennium. This is 2024. Alright? But don't be afraid of quitting. You know what I mean? You're probably afraid of how you're going to act, like you're going to have nick fits or something. Chew gum. Just do it. You know, you'll be alright. Right? And, you know, you've tried to quit before. Like, just quit. Just do it. You know what I mean? Commit to yourself. And if you really can't quit, then I've got lessons. I've got quantum reprogramming lessons that you can get on the site. Anything you have an issue with, any kind of vice, drinking, smoking, I'll have something up for you within the next year that you'll be able to kick that. And embrace uncertainty. So this is the thing. You might have gotten so used to hanging out with the same people and just the most negative people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what your friend group is like, but you need to kick them and embrace uncertainty. The uncertainty, you don't know who your friends are going to be, like what's going to happen in the future. You know, sales is tough and everything, but you know what I mean? Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. It's not an obstacle. You know, we were talking about weak words and strong words. You don't have any problems, you have challenges. Change your way that you speak to yourself and about yourself, and it will change who you are. 100%. In fear is false events appearing real. Some people say false evidence appearing real. I like false events because usually you're imagining an event that's happening in your head. Like, oh my God, if I, you know, and this is for the customer too. This is what you're overcoming because they think, oh my God, if I get this guy's product, snake's gonna crawl across my face, right? It's just imagination, right? It's not mere reality. Our brains create scenarios that never come true, and it can lead to personal growth and resilience and when we conquer them. But nowadays it's so easy and everybody's like, oh, just give up or throw in the towel or, you know what I mean, whatever, justify it. And I didn't really want it anyway. And people don't have any kind of mental fortitude. So it can be really hard to overcome people's fears these days. So you'll have to hang in there. You'll have to have extra fortitude. But, you know, it's false evidence appearing real. And honestly, when it comes to like, you know, people, if they're any kind of people of faith, you're supposed to walk by faith, not fear. You know what I mean? And the Bible says you can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. It doesn't say some things, it says all things. And if you're going to like not make a decision based on fear, then you're not living by the word and you're not living by the Holy Spirit. I don't mind telling you. You can control your fear through physiology. So when people start getting upset and they get huffy, you're going to need to calm down. And so you're going to breathe in for a count of 4. You're going to hold it for a count of 7. And you're going to release it for a count of 8 all through your nose. And it will influence your vagus nerve and it will slow down your heart rate and stress response. And then you can also slow down your breathing just generally if you want. That will help too. This one is just called the relaxation breath, the relaxing breath. But you can slow down your breathing if you can't do this in the moment. Just focus on slowing down, you know, and take long, deep breaths from your stomach, right? It'll tell your brain that you're safe, though. And yeah, deep breathing from your stomach down deep. And there's a whole pranayama book that you can download for free online. But fill your vessel like it's water pouring and it's landing in the pit of your gut. And breathe with your belly from the pit of your gut and let that air fill your body up into your chest. But don't breathe with your chest. Keep your chest relaxed and just feel the air fill your lungs through the use of your diaphragm and your stomach breathing, right? And then focusing on your breath will help shift your attention away from the fear and panic that this person does not want to buy what you're selling. But that's okay, because you're going to breathe, you're going to calm down, and then you're going to say, I hear you, but you do like the yoga mats, right? Oh yeah, I like the way they feel on my hands. right? Because they're great mats, and I'm going to tell you about them again. I'm going to reshift this, but you're going to have to calm down and breathe at certain times. So, book of the week, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Man, I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done. Phenomenal book, right? As a salesperson, you're always driving into the fire. Fertile, interactive relationship environments. So, that's these. I've got you a nice little list here for yourself. You can look up these, right? Find 5 of these in your area in the next week to 6 months and plan to visit them. 5 of them over 6 months, that's less than 1 per month. I think you can visit them. Write them down here and the date, put them in your Google Calendar, whatever you need to do. Record your experience here with them, you know what I mean? Now, 40% challenge. Choose 1 physical and 1 mental task and push yourself beyond what you believe is your limit. Only about 5%, guys. Don't kill yourself. Remember, your mind tells you to stop when you've got 60% left to give. But listen to your body and don't hurt yourself. Also, check out David Goggins if you haven't already. Read his book. He is awesome. But yeah, I'm talking about, do some push-ups, you know what I mean? And read book. If you already do push-up and read book, do 5% extra book, 5% extra push-up. And reflection, you need to get honest with yourself about, who you are and what you're going to become and what kind of salesperson and what kind of person you're going to become in your life, Stand in front of a mirror and write down 3 things you like about yourself. And 3 things you want to improve, and be honest and specific. Call yourself out if you need to. Like if you need to stop drinking, you need to stop smoking, you need to stop eating junk food. Whatever it is that you need to change up, write it and be honest, and write how changing these things would improve your life, and keep that focus. That's your why. That should be like your why should be something that you think about, and then it's like, oh, it would improve my life and allow me to better serve my why, my children, my family, whoever. And it should be a no-brainer, and you can handle it. And then number 4, right? So you are a professional. Research the professional dress code, typical dress code expectations, closet audit, evaluate your wardrobe and your grooming, shaving, facial hairs, fingernails, nose hairs, guys. Fucking nose hairs. Gross. To handle them. You know what I mean? Eyebrows. Dude, I hate to break it to you. Trim the eyebrows. Do something. Wax them. Whatever you gotta do. You know what I mean? Get them shaped up. Not like on some lady shit. You know what I mean? Don't groom your freaking eyebrows to here and back. But, all them strays and then thick ones, you know what I mean? You can trim that stuff short, too. If you've got them growing like 1 inch out of your head, come on, man, trim that junk. Practice good posture. Get you one of those posture, back brace things. I've got one. They're great. They're fantastic. Practice walking with confidence. And belly breathing will help you, too. Do some exercise. Practice professional etiquette. Yeah, pay attention. Nonverbal cues. Eye contact, handshakes, body language. So, somebody handshaking you, right? If they've got a limp, weak handshake, that is a dominant posture. Sounds weird. Seems weird, right? I used to think, who's this pussy shaking my hand all limp? That means that they're fucking better than you. And I didn't know that. And then I realized that it's every rich, D-bag that I ever met would give me that limp, just dead fish handshake. And I was like, wow, you don't even respect me. I realized what it is. You don't even respect me enough to shake my hand, to grip my hand, and show me that you, work for a living. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. It's really weird. So for sales, you know what I mean? Match their handshake, straight up and down. You can let them get the upper hand in the handshake if you want. I do it all the time, and I close the fuck out of people. Because I let them get the upper hand, and I let them think they get the upper hand. That sends a subconscious signal to their brain that they have the upper hand. But guess what? They're the hero of the story. They should have the upper hand. I'm the guide. I'm gonna guide you. Yeah, I'll take your hand. You put your hand up and put your hand in mine. Think about when Aladdin or any hero is taking the lady's hand. The lady has the upper hand. She's reaching her hand out, he has his hand palm up, and she puts her hand in his, and he guides her across the river, guides her wherever, but she has got the upper hand. And that is what I think, and that is what I project every time I shake a man's hand, especially if he's really, like, you know, aggressive and like dominant, has a really strong, like, you know, manly, like, you know, or too manly, you know, gripping the, like, breaking my hand while he's shaking my hand. I always think, like, you're a dainty little lady, a little princess, and I'm here to save you. You're the hero of the story, but I'm the guide that's going to guide you, you know, to the end of the story, and in the end, you're going to buy these, you know, whatever it is that I'm... Eye contact, we said earlier, match eye contact and everything like that. And then next week, selling a vision, Canter Lane Sales, selling a vision. So we'll look forward to putting that one together for you. And, you know, take care of yourself. You know, eat good food, exercise. You know, drumming up leads is so easy at the gym, because there's always different people there. You can change up your schedule and meet different people there and things like that. And just, you know, anywhere that you can go, you know, keep yourself busy to avoid, you know, harmful substances and just harmful habits. The chains of habit are too weak to feel until they become too strong to break. So you've got to, you know, make sure that you're developing, you know, good habits, guys. You know, especially if you're going to be successful, you know what I mean? And it always comes back to your why. You know, why do you want to be successful? And if your why isn't big enough, then you're going to need to make something big, because you're going to need big dreams. Because things, you know, tend to fall short of what they're supposed to be. You know, in this life, in this world, things tend towards entropy in the physical world. So if you are going for something big, you need to go for something even bigger so that you can actually hit your big. You know, to hit big, you've got to go for bigger. You can't go for big, because if you go for big, you're going to hit medium. Just is what it is. Anyway, thanks, guys.